Hi guys, my name is Rex. I'm here with my friend Kerry Jackson, and we are looking at a new guitar today, at least a new guitar from Kerry's perspective. For those of you that haven't had a chance to check out our videos before, our series is focused on getting reactions to guitars from a studio musician's perspective, putting his hands on it and kind of getting a sense for the guitar and seeing how it might fit into some of the sessions that he does. Most of our series, this is episode number 8, have been in the electric guitar world. This is our first one in the acoustic guitar side of things. So with that, I'm going to start by, we'll open up this case and see what Kerry thinks of this guitar.
Okay, I am back there.
No. Yeah, let's see.
Oh, maybe.
Holding it.
Snag it on one there. There's one. Sweet. Wow. Well, first of all, I'm so glad to see a Yamaha. I feel like Yamaha still, after all these decades, is they make fantastic guitars that don't seem to be mass appreciated enough. I can't believe the color of the wood. It's such an interesting. Is this just rosewood?
That is rosewood.
Is it stained dark or something? There's just something very interesting.
Yeah, it's got a really interesting finish. It almost feels blue, sort of hints in there to me.
It's a subtle stain because you still see the gorgeous grain. You know that it's absolutely beautiful rosewood, but you know how rosewood is a reddish brown, and this is kind of like the colorblind version or something of rosewood. But I like it. I like the real subtle. There's just one little line of inlay there, one little inset of maple or birch or spruce or something in there, blonde. It's very classy, simple.
And the little lettering on the back, that's the FS series of guitars.
It's the FS series.
Yeah, so these are built in Japan.
Oh, cool.
And
what does Yamaha have to do with Japan? Oh, I'm sorry.
So this is the Yamaha FS9 R, R being rosewood.
You know, sometimes you pick up an acoustic. This thing feels like it's ready to blast off. I recorded with Dave recently. The studio at his school bought a real simple Martin, and there's nothing fancy about it. You know, it just seems like, oh, well, if you're going to get a Martin, why not get the real fancy stuff, you know? And it was just one of those guitars that felt like this one. It's just light, unassuming, and it just, you know, right, all 6 strings were just glorious. And I haven't even strummed it yet, but this feels like it's going to be one of those guys. I can just tell they have a certain to them. It's very beautiful. There's something very interesting about, they've made it almost black and white rosewood, or like you said, is there some blue involved or something? You know, like they did something interesting in the stain that sort of somewhat cancels out the reddish brown look of the rosewood, but in a beautiful, fascinating way. And then they got this satin finish black neck, and so that really pulls all that together. Is it ebony?
Yes,
on the front. Okay, so I guess that's half the reason to do it, because you have natural black wood in the neck, and the way that looks with a satin finish. You know, I mean, this is probably pretty wood if it wasn't painted, but it feels good. It's satin. That's what you want on the back of your guitar neck anyway, right?
So that's a mahogany neck.
Is it? Okay.
Back of it. But then when you flip it back over, check out the inlays on it. See what's going on.
And then these inlays are very interesting along the.
Maybe show it to that camera there.
Oh yeah, we got close up here. Look at these great little inlays. Is it 2 pieces of wood and?
Yeah, that's kind of a Japanese thing. That definitely is reflecting the sort of the art side of the guitar. These are, you know, put together on a. There's not a whole lot of these.
FS.
That you'll
It's
see
not
out.
feng shui, is it? This guitar is feng shui. I swear to God.
Yeah. So these guitars, you don't find these in too many places, but it's Indian rosewood, back and sides. It's what they call FC concert style shape. It's got scalloped
concert.
X bracing in it. It is a bolt-on neck. Yamaha has a
kidding.
bolt-on neck on this thing. Mahogany neck, ebony fretboard. Also, the bridge itself is ebony.
Oh yeah.
It's got a bone nut saddle, nitrocellulose finish on this guitar. They call the inlays Kumiki. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but it's Kumiki. 20 frets on this guitar.
Kumiki or something.
Yeah.
But yeah.
25 inch scale length, 1.75 nut width.
25.
It's got go-to open gear tuners on it.
Yeah, they look really good too.
And this guitar was part of a package of 2 guitars that I bought at Music Villa, who supplied me with a t-shirt I'm wearing today. They're big fans of Gibson J200s, and you know I've played one of those for many, many years. But when I walked into the store with the idea of getting a Gibson SG, my wife said, you know, you've got a lot of electrics. Why don't you check out some of their acoustics? So I went over and I tried the Eastwood guitars. And then I'd heard about these higher end Yamahas, but I just haven't ever seen them. Yamaha makes such great guitars, anywhere from literally $200 up to about $1,500.
Yamaha cheap guitars are great.
But I'd never tried these multiple $1,000 guitars. And so I thought, well, I'm here and I think they've got one. And sure enough, they did. And they brought this thing in. And it just immediately...
It feels like it's got that mojo. I could feel it.
I compared it to all of the Martins that were in its price range, in the $4,000 to $5,000 range. And I just kept coming back to this. I mean, I felt like the Martins were great, and I understand what they have going on, but something about the build quality, the fit finish, and the tone, and then the tone sound when it came out, it was just... I just felt like, wow, what is going on with this guitar? And
it's got that really indescribable, it feels solid as a rock, and yet it doesn't weigh anything. So there's a certain thing that really good acoustics get, that it's like, I am so resonant that it's gonna make you puke. You're not gonna, you're not gonna believe it. But yet I don't feel, flimsy in any way. This feels just so good.
Well, and I've had that Gibson J200 for over 25 years, and back in the day, that was a roughly $2,000 guitar, and today those are in the $4,000 or $5,000 range for those. So I felt like, well, I do not have this size of guitar.
And exactly, that is a totally different instrument. The thing with Rex's big old blonde Elvis J200 back there, gorgeous flame maple and everything, that is a true jumbo. It has a different tone. It has a different feel. It's a wonderful guitar. Anyone in the world would want that. But this is almost like getting a different instrument. This is not, and now you have another acoustic guitar. This would be a whole other animal. And it's so, I love this understated. You know how you go into a Japanese rose garden or something, and the soft music, and you automatically calm down because of the tasteful little beauty of the simplicity, and it's funny, it's FS because I keep thinking feng shui because it's got feng shui. The subtleties, these are kind of blackish, pewterish, silver things. They didn't have to do that. They could put any old chrome on there, but it's just every detail seems to be, here, the grasshopper, you may play this guitar, It's got the whole very cosmic thing going on there. I can already tell just holding it.
And it's got the Adirondack spruce top,
and that's really pretty too.
Big fan of those tops on those. And
that's got a little subtle, flamey fun happening all the way through it.
So on this one, since it's our first acoustic in this series, we'll take a few minutes here to set up another condenser mic and put it in front of the guitar. I did not have a pickup installed in this guitar when I bought it because I just felt too strongly about the guitar. I felt like I know it'd be wonderful to play in a live setting, but
I know what you mean.
But I also don't want to destroy or change what it is, and I can take it into a studio and get that sound out of it.
Yeah. Because I want them all to have pickups because I want to take them out live and stuff. But then I know what you mean. It's like, well, you do not want to desecrate the work of art that we have presented you with a pickup. Not that there's not wonderful pickups these days that this wouldn't, be spectacular with, but
If I do put a pickup in it, it would probably be one of the new LR bags
Yeah.
pickups that they have. I had a chance to
amazing.
visit with Lloyd over at the NAMM show, and I'd never met him before, but he seemed like a really wonderful guy. And I talked about
Oh, Lloyd, we're on a first name basis with LR
well,
bags.
LR, yeah, and I told him about this guitar, and then I was thinking about it, and yeah, that new pickup they have that's not quite so invasive. There's no under saddle element in that. It has a little microphone that essentially glues on the back of the bridge inside the guitar, and then it's got two transducer pickups on either side, so you can blend between the mic and the two transducers, but you
Nice.
don't have to mess with your
And the transducers are attached elsewhere, right?
they're on either side of the
Yeah.
little microphone, and
So
they're
they're
both
not-
underneath the bridge. They're both underneath.
Yeah,
the bridge.
underneath the bridge, but there's not a strip of
No.
transducer
No.
that the strings are pressing down on, et cetera.
No, so you don't have to mess around with the bridge itself.
Yeah, this
on
just
top of it.
it looks so elegant. Yeah, the more I think Japanese, because think of the beautiful, ebony
Yeah,
and ebony lacquered, the furniture and very Buddhist looking,
Yeah.
simple, and this has that. It's simple. They didn't go for gaudy. There's not flowers inlaid down the neck. That's one of the coolest. That inlay says it all. Let the smell of the jasmine blossoms enter your, right? Just, man.
well, so give us a couple minutes here, and we'll get a mic set up on this guitar, and we'll have Kerry give it a play, and so we'll be back. Okay, guys, we're back. Well, we've got the Yamaha FS9 R set up. I put a Neumann TLM 103 in front of it there, and we'll capture some of the tones of this Yamaha.
songs I want to play. There's so many acoustic songs that we can't not do right now on the internet without paying for it. But oh, my friends, brothers and sisters, this thing is such a beast. It is so wonderful. It's got that. It's light as a feather. It's resonant. It's all 6 strings are perfectly matched, beautiful wonderfulness. And look at there, here, I'll slap a capo like halfway up the neck, and it'll still be in tune. Lord have mercy.
Yes, this guitar, I don't know. To me personally, it was kind of an exceptional. I kept comparing it to the various Martins, and I just kept coming back to it. And I hadn't really planned on it buying an acoustic guitar that day, but I ended up walking out with both this Yamaha and the Gibson SG that I came for. And Paul and his staff were just great in putting together a nice package of those 2 guitars for me. And I don't have a pickup in it, like I said, but I could see taking this into the studio. As I'm listening here to Kerry playing, I'm thinking about records that we have yet to make. And
You take this into the studio, and your client's going to go, maybe we won't use any electric guitar. Maybe I have to rethink this whole album. Now, sometimes when a guitar is like this, it's just so powerfully, I mean, you could play them the sweetest, sensitive little folky, some little girl with an angelic voice who barely touches the strings would sound fabulous on it. Some monster jazz guy that's all over the place would sound great on it. Some thrashing, you can pound on it and play the big, I'm dying. I'm so dying to pinball wizard on this thing. I can't say it would sound so good, but. But yeah, there's this cosmic thing that happens with super good acoustics that it feels so light that it must be flimsy, and yet it's not. You feel like you could stand on it or something because it's such a solid rock. And it just kind of effortlessly makes all 6 strings sound equal and beautiful.
well, my plan and hopes for is it becomes another songwriting instrument that leads us to some more songs for the band.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm most looking forward to, is sitting in a room, maybe with one of my writing partners, Steve, up in Seattle, maybe getting together with him and letting the guitar find its way to a couple more songs.
And I sort of love every guitar. I could play much lesser acoustic guitars than this and enjoy them, and we'd get good recordings out of them. And, sometimes you have to work around stuff. It kind of favors the G string a lot, so I better be careful the way I strum it. Just little details that are no big deal. But imagine when one comes along that there's nothing to do except try to play the song good. There's just nothing left. I don't have to think about, This guitar has zero issues. It is presenting itself to you and saying, "Master, do what you will," because the better you play, the more results you will get. I mean, there's no excuses. There's nothing left. You can't blame nothing on the guitar. It's just magnificent.
And just check that out. But otherwise, if you like these videos, please add some comments. We love to hear from you, and we'll see you the next time.
By the way, Yamaha, 1000%. Oh my God, one of the greatest acoustics I've ever had in my hand. But I just want to say, it does not get better than this. This is a magnificent piece of stuff. This was a fantastic investment, even if it was expensive. It's totally worth it. It's just a beast. It's just a thing of beauty. So wonderful. The Yamaha scored not only, I can't just give it 100%. Whatever's higher than that, 1,000.